because there are extremely strict laws with teachers interrupting fights in the school. And
wait, did I just hear him say that? And a teacher not have the right to interfere when a student is being. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing this face for the very first time, please do well to hit on the subscribe button. And today I'm joined by
family.
I'm going to be checking out USA versus Poland school. I can't wait to see this one. It's going to be a very interesting topic. So guys, let's dive right into the video of today.
so I found out that they actually don't do this in Poland and in Polish schools, and this was so shocking to me because this is such a big thing in the US. Dzień dobry, cześć, hello. Today guys, I'm going to be talking about the differences between school USA versus Polska. Now today I'm just going to be talking about the major differences that I noticed between Poland and USA when it comes to schools, because I don't really want to talk about the specifics, as I feel like it's just mostly unimportant, and if you guys want, you can leave them in the comment section down below, but I'm really just going to be going into the major differences that I noticed and that I felt like would be worth talking about and listening to. So anyways guys, let's just get started between the differences of school USA versus Poland. First off, schools don't do elementary school and middle school like they do in the US. Instead, elementary school is just grades 1 through 8 versus in the US it is elementary school 1 through 5, middle school 6 through 8, and then high school after. And of course there is high school and technical schools in both countries. And the class length in Poland is usually around 45 minutes, whereas in the US this is usually an hour. It honestly, it actually depends. It can be an hour to 50 minutes to sometimes even an hour and a half. Now with transportation on how kids get to school, usually this is done through the city bus in Poland. Normally kids will just take like the regular bus with everyone else, and that's how they normally get to school, or their parents will drop them off, or sometimes schools will have a dedicated bus to pick up schools or to pick up kids, and this is usually rare as well, as it's just not really a popular thing, as most of the time kids can just get on the regular city bus. This is usually just for smaller villages and places where, you know, buses aren't really going that often and where kids need to be picked up. And now compare this to the US, we have the traditional yellow school bus. And if anyone wonders what the schools look like on the outside and inside in the US, I was in a classroom with my girlfriend, and a student asked me if classes actually look like they do in the movies that they see. So the answer is yes, they do. Now in Poland, there's usually a lunch break of around 20 minutes, and as far as I know, most schools don't have like a dedicated cafeteria or a place where they're serving food. I'm pretty sure they have to go to like some local area that they call the canteen, I'm pretty sure. Now in the US, this is quite different because we don't have any other breaks. Like in Poland, they have the 20-minute lunch break, and then they have usually around a 5 to 10 minute break, sometimes in between.
I think the Poland is same. Like they have the same school structure as
over here.
Yeah,
They have long break and
short break. The long break is over 45 minutes, while the short break is like 15 minutes. Yeah, over here. And that long break is usually when you go and enjoy yourself. Like you can eat, you can play.
Around 10 to 12.
Around 10 to 12, no, around 11:30 to 12
to 12.
Yeah, something like that.
For long break. They
for
for
long
short
break.
breaks for like
1 to 1:15. Yes, it's a short break.
2 o'clock you come back home.
Yeah, and no, you come back to the class.
No.
Okay, 2 o'clock. Yes.
School closes by 2.
Yeah, and these two breaks have two different things you do. The long break is when you have to eat, you need to meet your friend, you need to get something from them.
Longer, so you can
Yes,
take your
it's
time.
longer, you can take your time, do whatever you want to do. While the short break is go ease yourself and come back to class. So I think Poland and way over here, we have the same structure when it comes to
classes as well. Now in the US, this is different because typically there's no breaks at all throughout the day, and instead it's just like a 25 to 30 minute lunch period. And in the US, they have cafeterias where they are selling food, and it's usually like right in the middle of the school.
Like
and the school that I grew up going to, we had a cop in the cafeteria always in there, along with, if you know it wasn't lunchtime, the cop would be like in his office in the school. The reason why the cop was in the cafeteria is because there was always fights, fist fights like all the time,
Most
because there
American
are
movies.
extremely strict laws with teachers interrupting fights in the school. Instead, the teacher can basically just sit there and yell at them and say, get off, don't, stop fighting, all of that. Most of the time, honestly, they just walk away because they can't do anything at all legally. If they were to intervene at all, they would be like severely punished most of the time. And the only one that's allowed to
Like
I
seriously?
don't understand. I didn't get that. No, wait, did I just hear him say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
How can a teacher not have the right to interfere when a student is being maybe bullied or they're fighting?
Wow.
Then what's not the job of a teacher then? A teacher is to bring correction as much as he or she is giving you knowledge.
Yes. But when that right is taken away
Away from them,
her,
then how do they now correct them? So okay, a teacher is only to teach you, give you whatever you want to learn academically, but morally they don't have any stand. They don't have no. I can't.
like put their hands on a kid would be a police officer if there was
No,
like,
I'm
a
not
fight going on.
sorry.
And in my school, the police
he said something about like beating. I'm not in the support of a teacher beating, but there are some other ways you stop the child from misbehaving. I don't know whether you get.
Yeah, remember
But-
he said the teacher can only say, "Hey,
Yeah.
stop it,"
Yeah.
or walk away.
Away.
Why are you walking away?
Because they are still in that school environment and they are still learning. So
Yes, if a child is still under the school environment, they're
they're still
automatically
learning.
under your
Yeah.
care. Wow.
Let's-
the officer
to the end
was
of this.
armed just in case if I don't know, a kid had a knife or God forbid a school shooting or something like that. All right, so the next point is the Matura exam, and this is very, very big and popular, and it's a big event in someone's life in Poland. Okay, so basically at the end of high school, every single student will have to take the Matura exam to get a high school certificate. Compulsory exams are the ones with basic level, Polish, maths, and language. Students can be English, French, Spanish, Russian, or whatever they really want. Usually the language that students now pick is English, and also one exam on advanced level. This is also subject of your choice. You must pass the basic level tests, and if you fail, you must redo it until you pass and get a certificate. Matura is written and oral, and I'm pretty sure the written is the only part that must be passed. And you must pass your Matura exam to then go to a university. And some people also ask me, what's the difference between a university and a college? Colleges are often smaller institutions that emphasize undergraduate education in a broad range of academic areas. Universities are typically larger institutions that offer a variety of both undergraduate and graduate degree programs. Many universities are committed to producing research. I would honestly just tell you that colleges and universities are really just the same thing. So the equivalent of the Matura in the US is the SAT exam. Now, I wrote this down, so let me just read this here. The SAT is a multiple choice pencil and paper test created and
SAT.
administered
Also
by the
take SAT over
College
here.
Board. The purpose of the SAT is to measure a high school student's readiness for college and provides colleges with one common data point that can be used to compare all applicants. So it's a multiple choice test that you have to take after high school, and it takes hours to do. You typically will do this over the course of, I think, 2 to like 4 days, I'm pretty sure. And you're graded on, like math, English, science, all of that stuff. And I think it's a multiple choice of A, B, C, D, E, I'm pretty sure.
addition,
And I think
theory.
with some of the math points, you actually had to input a number. You actually have to write like a physical number. I also found this pretty interesting is that along with the normal subjects, like Polish, math, and, sciences and all of that in Poland, they also have an option to have like religious studies and also ethics studies. Ethics studies being about like what is good and what is bad.
I think
And then as well
it's
as
the same thing over here. You have the compulsorily English and math.
Yeah, that you must do.
Then you must do, and then for the science students, biology, physics, and chemistry. Then the art students, they
They
do
have commercial.
yeah, commercial
Literature.
literature, and then you pick one of the religion, either
Islam
Christian or Islam. And then you have the civic education that is compulsory. I think the whole educational this thing is
No,
quite the
similar.
same, yeah. they're all similar. And then he spoke about SAT. Okay, you sit for SAT when you want to study outside the
yeah.
country. Yeah, that's when you do SAT. But we also have a grading system here.
over here.
Jam.
WAEC, JAM,
Jam
yeah,
and
that will,
NECO.
NECO. That will show
There's another
that.
thing again.
What's it called? NAPTEC or so.
It's something like that.
Yes, NAPTEC.
NAPTEC is
Yeah,
for
much.
those that are into construction.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do NAPTEC. It's all the same grading system.
Religious studies about, I guess, Christianity and all of that stuff. Now, I also wrote this down, which is related to summer breaks, and that is breaks usually start the last week of June and last until September 1st in Poland versus the US. Kids start their summer break usually early June, and this goes until August. And in the winter in Poland, kids get around 2 weeks off versus in the US, kids get around a month off. And Poland and the US also have technical schools, just like I mentioned earlier. You know, this is where people can train for either like something like graphic design or plumbers or I don't know, even like firefighters. I know they have that in the US. So yeah, it's the same thing in both countries. Now, the US and Poland also has both public and private universities. Now, in the US, you are paying for both public and private. It doesn't matter. Now, if you get a scholarship for any one of those, it can be free. And you can get a scholarship for honestly a bunch of different reasons. And also, fun fact, for a public school, I paid $60,000. Now, you might ask, what is the difference between a public university in the US and a private university in the US? Well, I have the definition here, which is the defining difference between public and private institutions is how they are funded. Public schools are funded mainly by state governments, while private colleges are supported primarily by their own endowment funds and student tuition fees. And also, public colleges receive donations. So when I graduated from my university, I received messages in the mail all the time, basically every couple of months, asking for donations to the school. This was after I paid $60,000 for a 4-year degree. So just wrap your head around that. I paid $60,000 to go to a public school, which says they make money from the government and also their donations. Yet I paid $60,000 to go there, just one person. And to be honest, it is not worth $60,000 to go to school for 4 years. Not worth it at all. Because a lot of people will think, well, oh my God, you have a US degree, you can get any job, you know, all of that. Really, that's actually not the case at all, and it's quite sad because I even saw people with degrees working at, you know, jobs that don't require them at all. And that's, to be honest, really the sad part is a lot of people are wasting their time in 4 years to really just go to and party.
I'm sorry.
And spend.
When he said $60,000 for a 4-year degree, I'm just looking at things I can do with $60,000.
And the time duration, that's enough for a business to do.
So yes, whatever business you want to start with that time duration, with 2 years, 3 years, you've already have a firm foundation in that business. $60,000 is quite a lot. I attended a public school here in my country, and it's not that expensive at all.
Really very cheap.
It's not. But we still have the government universities, colleges,
private.
and also we have private. The private are quite very, very expensive compared to the government university. But for the private university, you get what you want. Like you get the money you you get the value for your money compared to the government university. Government university can actually go on strike. Yes. If you plan to finish in 5 years, you can finish in 7 years. So that's the risk.
Disadvantage.
Yes, and disadvantage. But it's affordable, and you know, it's everything. But I can't. If I'm in the US, I don't think I will pay $60,000.
It's their parent that will make that payment.
I'm telling you.
That's why they save ahead for college. If you watch most movies, you notice that the parents are saving for your college money from where they are born, because the money for their school fees is outrageous.
It's very
So
outrageous.
I don't want, like, why did they only save so much? Not knowing the price is that much.
My God, it's mind blowing.
And a lot of their money to then end up as a young adult with negative net worth, and that's truly sad, honestly. Now compare this to Poland. Public university is free, and then private you do have to pay for, but obviously it's not the same price as it is in the US. It's much lower. And so something to think about is that college in Poland is free, so a lot of kids can go to college, and because of that, most jobs will simply require a degree from a university. Most jobs require that. Now, because college is free, the job market is very competitive, and because of that, the standard is raised to most people getting a minimum of a 4-year degree at a university. And a lot of people I know have master degrees and will have, like normal jobs, whereas if you compare that to the US, a lot of people can get actually decent jobs without going to university at all. Like you can actually have a...
You get what just happened? In US, the amount for school fees is very, very high. So the number of people that end up in college is like not really much.
Yeah.
So job opportunities open to graduates if you really like
Put your
if
mind
you really
into-
want to be in that field. But while in Poland, the school education, university education is free, so they have large amount. So the supply is more than the demand. For a job application for a position, they will get people like over 50 accountants.
Yeah.
So they have choice. And so when you don't math degree will not be enough. You have to have masters,
PhD,
because of the competitions.
And then for me, right, this thing you said, if I actually want to spend that kind of money in the USA to go to school, being that there's availability of job for me when I'm done with this, I will look for a high paying course.
Yeah.
Yes, I will look for a high paying course that when I know I'm done, I'm going to, get a very good job and cover up for the money
I've spent.
But for those in Poland, even if you go for a high paying course, there's still a lot of people. You have billions of people applying for a particular thing you are going for. Wow.
So you have to have a or you're very, very smart.
Thank you. You have to be a genius.
For them to employ you. So
Wow.
nice career without going to a university. So the last point is fraternities and sororities. So these don't exist at all in Poland. So let me just talk quickly about this. So sororities and fraternities. Fraternities is all male groups, and this is also in universities. So fraternities are all male groups, sororities are all female groups. Now, in these different sororities and fraternities, they have different like organizations and stuff like that. I know like one of the most popular fraternities is Kappa Sigma. So fraternities and sororities are known as like Greek life. So the symbols of the fraternities and sororities are Greek symbols, and they're really just, there's a lot of party ones, and there's some like normal like academic ones, but mostly it's like a partying organization. And honestly, I think the whole idea of fraternities are quite odd. All of the major ones you do have to pay. So my roommate was in a really popular one, and he had to pay something like $300 a month or something like that for his fraternity. And the way I saw it was that he was paying to have friends and to have a party membership. And that's really all they did was party and drink and all of that. So a lot of the major fraternities have been involved with really bad.
What about this fraternity? Do we have a purpose, like what is it called?
A mission.
The people that founded. So with time, all those purpose and mission have gotten solution, but they still want that community to be strong. So to like substitute their value, they turn it to like something Gen Z
yeah. And anything that has to do with Gen Z has to do with life,
So with time, if you go through their mission, that you will see the main purpose. But right now, all those things have been solved. Watered down. Now it's just the party life. You see them on TikTok. She with the these noob boys. They are fraternity in college.
Wow.
They have their own mission. It's for the black people to form a community to help themselves. After school, you can get job opportunity, but with time, it loses value, and then it's just all about
The form, the
the
vibe,
party,
how
the
it
pretty boy, how it
feels,
feels.
the fine
And
guys.
so people can get oppressed. They just want to be in a community. So when something happens, they say, "Oh, I can call my friends. I can call my this."
But for
And you are
to,
paying
to show that you are
It's kind of
subscribing.
you're showing off.
Yes,
It's
just
showing up.
like I'm paying to have a community. I'm
Community.
paying to have a friend. Please, I can't.
Things like assault and different things all around that. And yeah, like I said, it's just mostly they're really involved in just degenerate behavior and drinking and stuff like that. And really all it is like a party house and a party organization, and it's the same thing on the girls side, the sorority as well. So anyways guys, that was School USA versus Poland, and if you learned anything, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you maybe have a question, leave them in the comment section down below, or if you want to educate me on something, leave it in the comment section down below. I'm eager to hear from you. So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Dziękuję i do widzenia.
Oh, is that Polish? Learned a lot. We really did.
It was the the amount they called the $60,000 to
The $300 for subscription to
and
be in a friend group.
$300 for the what do they call them again?
Fraternity, solicity.
Those are treasures. But at the end of the day, education is a very important thing, and you should
Really
always try
important.
to get it. And the systems are different, but at the same time, the value is being passed down to the people. I'm very sure in Polish, even if the education is free, there are some persons that will still don't want to get it.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I don't need it, and they will focus on other aspects, and they'll be better.
Yeah,
and
we have crafting, carpentry, house building.
So many things.
So many things you can learn outside the walls, four walls of school, a classroom.
And in America, it's not free, and more people want it, and it's very, very expensive.
Yeah.
So you could just travel across and
Just travel to Poland, but you have to start learning the language for you to be able to adjust to their school system to get that value. Then you go back to the US and work with it. That's a very nice idea. I just sell that to people. Wow, this is very, very amazing. In all, we all have the same system, but the only difference is in the teacher. The kind of resource that is passed to them will determine what they will sell to the students. Thank you guys for watching to this point, and please do to drop your comment on the comment section telling us more about the two countries and their different educational system. See you in our next reaction. For now, bye, stay blessed, and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
Bye.